Hey y'all, what's up? Happy fucking New Year! It's your girl Leilani, Miss Leilani at that, and I am back with another video. Here we are, new month, new day, new year. Today's video, I'm gonna be trying out some new products since it is a new year. The products aren't necessarily new, but I'm using updated products when it comes to my makeup routine. I figure why not go ahead and just get on the camera and do it with y'all. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure your notification bells are on too, sweetie, so that when I upload, you're the first one to know about it. Without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and get into today's video. Okay, so happy new year, y'all. It's time to take things up a notch, for personal reasons. I am actually trying out some products that I have never used before, but I've just been wanting to try different things, wanting to broaden my horizons. I am on the road to becoming a certified makeup artist, so I also am looking for products to maybe buy for my kit. And I think it was my last video I was saying that I wanted to try like a new foundation and a new bronzer. I think I've found my new favorite products to use on my face, so the video isn't so long. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do my eyebrows and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, y'all, I am back. I have done my eyebrows and I have gone ahead and primed my eyes. Eyeshadow palette, I am using the Nomad palette by Juvia's Place. Honestly, I've had this palette for at least a year and I have not used it. So I just feel like, why not? I mean, it's not like it's a bad palette. I don't know what that big ass boom was. Sorry, y'all. That really just threw me off because I don't know what that was. But anyway, so I'm gonna start off with a transition shade. The first shade I'm gonna use is this burnt orange. And I'm just gonna put that like in the crease a little bit, kind of above it, but a little bit in as well. We are, how many days now? Today's the 3rd. So we're 3 days in. I want to know how you guys have been since the new year. Do you feel different? Do you feel the same? Are you on some new year, new me? Me personally, I feel my energy up. I don't know if anybody's really big in like astrology and the planets and how the universe works, but Mercury will not be in retrograde for a very long time. So I've been reading everywhere that pretty much every sign in the zodiac is supposed to see some type of energetic boost, whereas we are all focused on setting goals and actually reaching them. If you guys aren't like me, I like to do self-reflecting every year. I like to reflect on what it is I went through, whatever trials and tribulations that year, and maybe how I could learn from it, and also maybe how I even got into the situation, what decisions did I make that led me to that. Reflection is really good. Reflecting is good for the soul, I tell you that. And I actually wrote down some things in my notes that I'm gonna try to use to hold me accountable this year. So now I'm thinking about taking this pretty hunter green and putting it in the crease just to deepen it up a little bit. So one of the things that I wrote down on my notes, things that I learned about myself that I did this year, was letting go of old habits or bad habits, whether that is procrastinating or waiting until the last minute to do something, which leads me into my next point. Inconsistency. Do you guys know how much of an influencer I could have been had I stayed consistent? I could have been much further along than I am now. And I think that's because, like everybody else, I just fell into a little rut. But the pandemic just, maybe got the best of me a little bit. And I think that kind of happened to a few people when it came to like this whole YouTube thing. What video was that? I dropped the video and then I was like, damn, it's been 2 months. That was before the Shein haul. It's been that long. Time just fly. Like, it just flies, and you just lose track of time. Things happen for a reason, and for whatever reason I wasn't supposed to. It wasn't my time at the time. And then too, a lot of self-doubt. A lot of self-doubt had a lot to do with that. And I think I just was searching for validation that I really don't need. So it kept me from performing the way that I needed to perform, and that's on me. And I understand that now, but that I know for a fact just held me back a little bit this year. Because to be honest, a lot of people made a lot of money this year, and trust me, I did too. Hands down, 2020 definitely jump started my makeup career. I will forever credit that to last year. My makeup career really jumped off last year, and I'm so happy about that. But I do wish sometimes that I had kept up the momentum. The last one I want to talk about is, listen, laziness. Listen, I have no shame in my game in saying I am lazy. I have lazy ways, and I knew that. And I think being in the house did not help me. I like to get out and do stuff, and I just couldn't do that, really. Laziness is just that, being lazy, not using your time wisely, just not doing anything. Just falling into it and just sitting there not doing anything, wasting your time, wasting your potential, wasting your growth, stunning your growth. So laziness is just that. Laziness. Don't do it. So now I have finished blending that Hunter Green on my lid. I'm actually going to take some NYX Pigment Primer, and I'm going to use this in place of like concealer if you would use it for a cut crease. So I just took a little bit on my hand like that, and then I'm just going to take like a kind of like a fluffy flat brush. This is the M456 brush. And I'm just going to pat it onto my lid area. And I'm going to reach back into my Nomad palette, and the first shimmer I'm going to go with is this dark kind of, it's not black, I want to call it like a coal type of black maybe, everywhere where I put the glitter primer. And I'm going to go in with the one in the middle, and I'm gonna put that right on top of that. It is pretty. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing on the other side. Wow guys, that is really pretty. So now I'm gonna go back in and blend out the edges of that, and I'm gonna take the green first, this same Hunter Green that I put in my crease. Another thing I wrote down in my notes were things that we should leave in 2020. One of the first things I wrote down was pocket watching. I know y'all might be like, you wrote that down? Yes, I did write that down. And let me tell you why. I just feel like how somebody makes their money, where they make their money, it just is nobody's business. And I just think that social media, especially celebrities, have contributed to the false narrative of you have to have name brand shit to be popping, and you really don't. But I just think that that has led people to pocket watch. I'm saying you might know somebody who may have been struggling financially at one point, and then they got the stimulus and you started spending their money a little recklessly. That's on them. What they eat don't make you shit. You may not understand why they're doing what they're doing. It's just other important shit to worry about, I guess. The next thing I wrote or I put down was judgment of others. And when I say that, I just mean like, you don't have to understand why somebody does the things that they do. You either have one or two choices. You either, as my mother would say, accept them for who they are and you deal with them accordingly, or you don't deal with them at all. But I think passing judgment on like how someone is living their life, you know, if she keep dealing with that nigga, even though you have advised her not to, you might be tired of hearing about it. I get it, but that's your friend, you know, and regardless, you're supposed to support your friend. I think that sometimes you get tired of hearing about people's situations and situations they deal with because they're choosing to deal with the mess of situations. But I just think that everybody right now needs somebody, and instead of kicking somebody while they down, I would just rather you know, be there for them. Try to be understanding that everybody was not dealt the same hand. How you would handle a situation, somebody else may not handle it like that. Okay, so for now, I am done with the eyes. And now we're gonna go ahead and get into this face. For this face, we are gonna start with priming. I don't know if you all follow, his name is Kevin Wong on Instagram. And immediately I started following him because that man can bless a face. And he does questions sometimes on his Instagram. And when someone asked him, I believe, what's the best primer that he recommends for oily combo skin, but it doesn't dry your face out. And he mentioned the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Primer Perfector. One of the tricks he did say with this primer is to warm it up and then kind of pat it into your skin and let it really like dry. So that's what I'm gonna do. Squeeze a little, squeeze enough for my whole face. I'll just take a little bit and I'm gonna just begin to like rub it in on the back of my hand. And then instead of like rubbing it in, I'm just gonna kind of pat it and then maybe place it in the areas I want it to go in. So while that's soaking in my skin, I'm gonna let you guys know what foundation we're gonna use today. I decided to go with Anastasia Beverly Hills. Normally, as an oily combo skin girl, I would probably stay away from anything radiant or luminous. I actually saw a lot of raving reviews about this foundation. So here's the packaging. It's really pretty. It's giving me NARS vibes, to be honest with you. I believe it is 1 fluid ounce. The shade that I'm in is 510W. Okay, I do like the spout. I'm gonna do 4 pumps because I like a full face. Let's see how I did with color matching. Yeah, it's warm, but if you look at my chest and my face, it's not too off. I wouldn't necessarily say it's dark. And even if it was too dark, I don't necessarily mind darker foundation, because once you conceal and everything, it'll pretty much be your skin. So last thing that I put on my list of leaving in 2020, it's a good one. Are you ready? The last thing I put on my list for leaving in 2020 is letting go of toxic things and people.
Got him! Got him!
I mean, cutting off any situation not healthy or right for you. Letting go of anything or anyone that may not necessarily have your best interests at heart, and just choosing you, especially my women. I posted something on my Instagram. If you don't follow me at The Heavenly Touch on my makeup page and Leilani Tsunami on my personal page. I will put both at the bottom so you can see and go search for yourself. And it said, I just love how collectively Black women just decided like we are no longer accepting the bare minimum from these niggas. And sis, period. To go hard or go home. And that's on so.
And that's on so!
And I just feel like, because ladies, I'm tired of us getting the short end of the stick. Short end of the stick and then being told we tripping when we speak up and say something about it. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm hella glad as a collective Black women just said, you know what, niggas? We ain't taking this shit no more. No, on a serious note, even if you're a dude, like if it's a woman that you're trying to pursue and she playing games, she would rather deal with these hoodlums, as y'all would like to say. Stop fucking with her. If she act like she can only answer the phone to come out and hang, or when you treating her to something, stop messing with her. Because understand, just like women put up with certain stuff, men put up with certain stuff too. And women ain't gonna use y'all for these meals unless you let us. But just quit dealing with anything or anybody that just is not for you and your growth. If it's stunting your growth, you don't need it. The concealers that I'm going to use today, the Juvia Plus concealers. Disclaimer, this is my second time trying these concealers. The last time I tried them, I got shades 12 and 8, and here they are. I got 8 to really conceal a little bit close to my skin tone to help with my dark circles, and 12 to highlight. I have the other shades. I got 14 and 9, so I'm gonna take out, I want to say 9. Oh, do you see that? Just sat here and watched me unbox this shit. I just bought this concealer maybe a week ago, and I literally saved everything that I bought so that I could do this video. Girl, that's going back. I'm highly disappointed, but 8. And I'm gonna take that and conceal directly under the eye. With me writing things that we need to let go of as far as bad habits, things that we need to leave in 2020. I also wrote down what I am hoping for and praying for out of 2021 this year. And this is not even for me. This is for you guys too. things that I feel like people too should look forward to. If you have a business, start that business. Take it from me, the longer you wait, the longer it's gonna take for you to get started, the longer it's gonna take for you to get adjusted, to know what you're doing, to knowing your plan and everything. Like, plan it, and if you've already planned it, go ahead and execute it this year. Last year was to learn, this year, apply. I know entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but it's time for us to stop doubting the fact that we have a gift, and you have a gift. Act like you know you have a gift. So now I'm gonna take 12, the concealer by Juvia's Place, and take some. I'm just gonna put it right here to go up like that. The next thing that I'm hoping that we all look forward to this year, more income, honey. Guess what? Looking for me. Guess where I'm gonna be?
We going. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Okay, I ain't got time to be doing nothing with nobody unless I feel like it. Most of the time, I'm gonna be trying to work, do some faces, get this homework done for school so I can finish. I'm trying to be with a bag at. With a bag, nigga, with a bag. The next thing on my list is finding your purpose. And when I say finding your purpose, I mean really understanding what it is that you feel like you're supposed to be doing. Whatever path it is that you feel like you're supposed to be going down, that's what I feel like we should be trying to figure out. And I think this year, a lot of people are going to find themselves really understanding what it is that God put them here on this earth to do. Ways that you can find out what your purpose is you think about things that feel good to you. What do you do that makes you feel warm inside, you know? So now I'm gonna take 14. I'm just gonna use this to really brighten up under my eye. The last things I put down to look forward to is just becoming more spiritually, emotionally aligned. Becoming more aligned with yourself. Continuing just to be on that self-love journey. Contour, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Makeup Revolution stick. I'm just gonna take my same beauty blender and I'm gonna start from the bottom. I like the fact that the longer I do let the Juvia's Place concealer sit, it is getting thicker. Me though, on the regular tip, it's too watery. I don't know. Now the next goodie I got is probably my favorite. I went ahead and got my hands on the Honey Translucent Powder from Laura Mercier. I do like the white one, don't get me wrong, but I kind of feel like the white translucent powder leaves a cast. So I think that's why I don't use it to like bake and set. I'll use it to bake and use something else to set. All right, guys, here we go. Go ahead and take a little bit into the top. Honey, I'm just gonna take a little bit. Y'all don't dab too much off. Like, you still need some of the powder, okay? I'm just gonna take a little bit. Finally got me some Sephora Micro Smooth. So I went to Sephora because I've seen a lot of people rave about it. This is actually the deepest shade. So this is Deep Ebony. I don't know if this is going to be a good face powder, but I guess we'll see. Oh. Oh, okay. New bronzer alert. Heads up, Makeup Revolution does have bronzers. This is the Revolution Glow Splendor Ultra Matte Bronzer. This is what it looks like. Why do you keep one shit upside down? This is what the packaging looks like. It's really cute, first of all, and it's big as shit. Do y'all see how big this pan is? Oh my God. One thing I do love is this damn mirror. But I don't know. I guess I just... Oh, I'm being a creep, but bitch, this smell good. This brush I love. This is the E4 by Morphe. Yeah, I'm gonna take that same contour brush and I'm just going to dab, dab, dab. I do? Okay. This might be pigmented then because it's kicking up a lot of product. And I'm just gonna... Well, shut me the hell up then. Y'all see that? Okay, here's the... Bitch. The cheek. Do you see that? Do you see right here? This one I'm talking. Do you see the way that this just flow? Okay. It's not so shocked is because I just didn't expect it to be that pigmented. Like, wow. Okay. I might have just found my new favorite bronzer. I ain't gonna hold you. No, damn. Well, I know I ain't taking this back. Oh, I am not your girl anymore. You need to watch your tongue. All right, guys, so now I have pretty much brushed all that powder away. I'm gonna take this pretty ass yellow with like gold speckles. I'm gonna hope that shows up. I didn't think it was gonna show up. Ooh, you guys. Ooh, that is pretty. I like to add like brow bone colors now, but right next to it, kind of like this peachy color right here. I also would just like to say very quickly, I feel like what people been doing, I feel like people been trying to see if they was left in 2020. I ain't gonna hold you. Because I've been having somebody, so there was this dude that I was doing, because it's just what it is. But I do think sometimes when you just naturally vibe with a person and you just naturally like a person, you can't sometimes hold those feelings back. Here's the thing. I asked him, you know, what were we doing? It was like I was his outlet and he was mine. We were both dealing with something, or if we both had fucked up days, we could come to each other and call on each other, you know what I'm saying? But then we would also do the intercourse part. But that's really all it consisted of. I don't like liking people too much when I don't need to. So I ask questions so that I know how much I need to like you. Just said, you know, pretty much we kicking it. Now, that's AKA I'm kicking it with you, but I'm still doing what I want to do. Because as a woman, ladies, in 2021, read between the lines. A man is not going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. And he's only going to answer the question that you asked him. Oh, I hadn't really talked to that person after a while because we know mutual people. And right after he told me that, I saw him on his social media on a date with a woman. So I just decided to cut it. You know what I'm saying? I don't nobody no explanation. Well, then come to find out, I don't think he knew that I knew that he was like hiding his story from me on Instagram. But I had my ways of finding out that he was hiding his story from me. So listen. Play a Pete player, okay? I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna blow up your spot. I ain't gonna call you and say, is this true or what I seen? I'm not gonna say nothing. Bye. So saw that, and I want to say Thanksgiving went by. We didn't talk. And then my birthday came. I got a happy birthday text message. Thanks. It was just December 2nd, mind you. And I want to say maybe a week or after that, you know, he was just like, oh, I'm just checking on you. Okay, cool. Thank you. Then Christmas, one day I'm out of my business. And he just decides to FaceTime me. Like, we ain't even that cool, boo. I didn't answer that. 2 minutes later, he decided to call me like that was gonna make me answer the phone. Why? I don't know. That was Christmas. Last Saturday, I just hit him like, what's up? And he was just like, nothing, just, you know, checking in, like, you know, how you been? I'm like, you know, I'm good. So he's like, you know, what you doing? I'm telling him I'm out, pretty much doing errands. He felt like I was one-wording him, and I was just like, I mean, I'm answering your question. I don't know what you want me to say. It's crazy when you're not on the man no more and whatever. So he's like, yeah, I feel that. But then he goes, so what you doing this week? And I'm just, or what you doing today? And I'm just like, you know, getting ready for the work week. And he's just like, oh, I feel that. And he's like, but you want to stop by? And I'm just like, I'm looking at my phone like, for what? So did I respond? No, I didn't. Comes to a point where men just don't get, you are allotted the vagina because we said so. So that means she's only gonna jump when I say jump. So here we are today. Yesterday, he FaceTimes me again. And then he calls me again today and I still don't answer, and I'm just like, okay, I really don't get it. People that just going around trying to see, like, did I get left in 2020? You did, because you couldn't keep it a buck, you couldn't keep it player, and you couldn't really let me know what you want. But yeah, that was just a quick story time for y'all. All right, you guys, here is today's final look, okay, with the whole face set. I am not mad at it, actually. Foundation, for sure, I rock with. The undertone, it's fine. I think it's just the shade is a little too dark. Thing that I love, the Sephora Micro Smooth powder, is one of those, do not judge a book by its cover. Me personally, looking at it, I don't see how this worked for my skin. It also evened out my skin tone with the foundation being darker. The Makeup Revolution bronzer and the setting powder, this melted like butter. I don't feel like I have a cast on my face. Makes it look a little ghostly. Girl, I do not have COVID, I promise. But I don't know what just tried to take me out of her. Now we're gonna move on to the things that, going back to the stuff. Yeah, that's one thing. They not it. I don't need a 3 times to try. I need creasing or settling. And using Laura Mercier, but that concludes today's video. Happy New Year again to everybody. I am spreading love, light, and positivity. I am praying for a prosperous, happy, soul-fulfilling, self-independent, goal-accomplishing year for me and everybody that's in my circle and all of you out there. We'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.